Hey everybody, it's Dustin here from Handsome Phantom. And a question I get all the time when I'm doing that old podcast adventure mode is, hey Dustin, how can you afford all these games? You're poor, you got your wife, you got this apartment, all this luxuries. How are you able to afford all them games? And so today I'm gonna tell you guys my top 5 ways to save money on games and to get them real cheap. There are tons of different ways to save money. You should never spend full price on a game. I sometimes do because I'm desperate and I want it the day it comes out. But often, I'm gonna say most of the time, maybe 80% of the time, I never pay full price for a game. And I'm gonna tell you how to do that. Before I start this video, let me say this is mainly aimed at console gamers. PC is a whole different ballpark for saving money on games. So if you are a console player, this is gonna be good information for you. So number 5 on my list, it's on the top because this one has a little bit of a stipulation. I don't necessarily like that, but I think it's very important because this is one way to save a ton of cash. And that is subscription services or club services. I don't really know how to label it, but for example, I'm talking about Best Buy has Gamers Club Unlocked. I believe it's $30 for 2 years and you get 20% off all your games. That's new, that's pre-orders as well. That all counts as 20% off. So that's really nice. And it's $30 for 2 years. I might have already said that, I don't remember. But that's a great way to save money, 20% right off the bat. I believe that's almost $10 on a $60 game. And along with that, I'm pretty sure they give you some coupons for like $10 off your next purchase at Best Buy. That's a really nice one. I don't have it because I don't have a Best Buy near me. But even if you don't, you could still order online and get them that way as well. Now, the one I tend to use the most, especially because it's brand new, is the Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, I think it might be close to $100. I'm lucky because my parents buy it and they live a couple blocks away, so I just use theirs. You get 20% off all pre-orders and all new release games. I think it's within the first week you can get 20% off. So there you go. That's $10 right off the bat. Now there's a couple other things worth mentioning. One of them is the Target Red Card, and that is 5% off right off the bat. So if you're ever buying anything at Target, make sure to use that Red Card. It works you can have it work like a credit card or like a debit card, which is nice because it takes it right out of your bank. You don't have to worry about overdues or anything like that. And then of course there's other things like Sam's Club and Costco. I don't use those because I don't really find that there's really any sale worth it. You might be able to get $3 or $4 off. Maybe sometimes they have a nice sale. It's not really in my radar, so if you happen to have one of those, it might be worth looking into. So those subscription services are nice when you're trying to buy a brand new game, 20% off Amazon, you get $10 cool right off the bat. But there's a couple other tips. So number 4, compare prices and price match. I can't believe how many people don't do this. A lot of stores will price match games. So if you go into Target, but there's a better price at Walmart or even Amazon or Best Buy online, you just ask for the game, you go to the customer service center, and they will price match it instantly. And then on top of that, you can use your Red Card. That's another 5%. So really, why wouldn't you price match? Now, there's just a couple little stipulations as you gotta make sure if you're gonna price match, go on that store's website and look and make sure who you're trying to price match with are compatible. Also, other stores don't price match at all. GameStop, no go on the price match. And the only other thing you might have a little bit of problem with is if you try to price match with one of those subscription services I mentioned before, specifically Best Buy, you cannot price match and use your Gamers Club Unlocked. So that's just something to keep in mind. Another nice thing about price matching is that sometimes a certain store will have a deal, but the game will be cheaper somewhere else. And so you're able to use that store's deal along with the cheaper price. But I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. So my number 3 tip on how to save money on games and get them cheap is you gotta follow the best. When I say the best, I mean there's some different sites and some people on Twitter you might be able to follow to get that better deal. My number 1 go-to place is cheapassgamer.com. Specifically on cheapassgamer.com, there is a forum which involves all video game deals. I check that site multiple times a day because sometimes there will be a sale that pops up and then it goes away really fast. So if you go on that site, You'll see different people posting deals all the time. And what's great about that site is that if there's a potential for a deal combination, there's a good chance someone has already posted about it. So go to cheapassgamer.com. It's one of my favorite websites. Along with cheapassgamer.com, there's some great Twitters to follow, the old Twitter accounts. One of those is, of course, the Cheap Ass Gamer Twitter. That's a great place to find the best deals from their forums, but not all of them if you're looking for certain specifics. The other one is there is a guy on Twitter named Wario64 who posts awesome deals, and that's just at Wario64. You can follow him. He posts a lot of the same deals as the Cheap Ass Gamer Twitter posts, but a lot of them are different, or sometimes he is a lot faster than that. So it's worth checking him out as well. The last place I wanted to mention to look is Reddit. There are tons of great deal hunters on Reddit, on the different subreddits. So if you're a PS4 user, there is the subreddit PS4 Deals, or there is Console Deals. And if you're more into PC, I think there's just a Game Deals that has lots of different PC game related deals, but there are tons and tons of those. So if you're a console user, I recommend going to your specific console deal subreddit. I believe there's also an Xbox and a Nintendo one. I'm not totally sure, but I'm pretty sure they're out there. So I think this next one will surprise you for number 2, but trust me, it's a good one. And that is, don't be afraid to sell games when appropriate. Now, you'll hear all the time, never trade anything in because it's not worth your money. And my thought is, at least for me, there comes to a point when I know I'm never gonna play a game again, or I'm not gonna play it for a very long time. For example of this, I bought Batman Arkham Knight. I bought Arkham Knight, and I think I was able to get some kind of deal, so I was able to get it for $50 on PS4 right around launch. And I beat it within like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and I was able to then to trade that game back into GameStop, and I think I got like $48 for it or something like that. So my net amount of money there was only $2. I only paid $2. That's better than even like Redbox or a rental. So in that situation, it was worth it for me to trade in the game. And especially, let's say you're like, hey, I'm done with this game right now, but in the future, I might want to pick it back up. It might be worth trading in and rebuying later. For example, like I said about Arkham Knight, just a week or two ago, it was on sale for $15 on Amazon. So if I really wanted to play that game again, I could have just picked it up for $15 and still saved money. There's been a couple scenarios where I've even profited off trading in games. I was able to get Until Dawn at Black Friday. I had a coupon, and it was already really low. I think I got it for $10, which was really, really good. And when I traded that into GameStop last week, I think I got almost $30 for it. Now, it's a great game, and it is a game I want to play again. But like I said earlier, there's a good chance that that game will be $10 by the time I want to play it again, which honestly could be, a year or 2 years from now. But that's really up to you and your personal preference on how often you go back to games. If you're the type of person like me that just, once you're done, you're pretty much done. Another option is selling on eBay is a really good option to get the right price that you would like back for that game. My last and final tip for how to save money on games is to be patient and see if you can combine deals. This has saved me hundreds of dollars. Right before Black Friday, every year for the past 3 years, Target has done buy 2 games, get 1 free, which isn't bad because then you're spending about $45 per game. Usually around that time, you can find on their Cartwheel app a 10% off. So that's even better. And then if you look even further, this year they had a wishlist app that let you get another 10% off. Now, I don't remember the exact numbers at this point, but this November, I was able to get 3 $60 games for $30 each. That's 50% off. Like I said, it was the buy 2, get 1 free. I had the red card. I had, I believe, 10% off. I'm not sure if that's exactly it, so don't try and do the math and say, hey, that's not right. Because it was something along those lines, but I do remember it was $30 each. And that's because I waited, I was diligent, and I knew that that perfect storm was coming if I acted when the moment was right. So I guess that sums it up. Those are my 5 tips on how to save money on games and to get them cheap. You'll be surprised what you can do if you're just patient, you search around, use that cheap-ass gamer, use the different price matching, use Amazon Prime or Gamers Club Unlocked. Through all those things, you can get, you'd be amazed how cheap you can get games. So I hope these tips have helped you. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the actual video. That's very helpful to us. You can check out the Adventure Mode podcast where me and my pal Brandon talk about all the different gaming stuff, and I often do mention some good deals on there, so you're gonna wanna listen out for that. Thanks for checking out this video. We'll see you guys next time.